Welcome to the real world. My name is Cameron. Today we're going to take a look at the Terminator Anthology on Blu-ray. Thank you so much for joining us here on the real world. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. We're movie fanatics, so if you are, you're in the right place. Terminator Anthology box set on Blu-ray. That's what we're taking a look at today. Let's get started. Alright, so here it is, the Terminator Anthology on Blu-ray. 4 films, 5 discs, and I think it has 7 different cuts. So everything you could want as a Terminator fan is here, unless you're a fan of Terminator Genesis and Terminator Dark Fate. Then you got to get the, I think they do have a 6-film collection out now. But let's pop off the cover here. I like how this is set up a lot. I think it looks great. Even with the box set out of the cover, you still get the red eyes and the face in the background, which I appreciate. Here's what it looks like. Spine. Open it up and you got T1 and T2. Really appreciate the imagery here with the Terminators from each of the films. Inside looks really good. And there you got T3 and T4. Open it up, you got the credits there on the far left, and then each disc is housed in this plastic housing. Terminator Salvation there has 2 discs. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you the discs. Again, they're kind of uniform discs. They all look very similar, just kind of simple gray, kind of metallic looking discs. But then behind the discs you have the images of each of the Terminators from each of the films. So there you have the T-800, then you have the T-1000 liquid metal, and then you have the TX behind this disc for T3, and then of course behind Terminator Salvation, what they did was they put a T600 because that's a prequel. It's going back, so it's one of the earlier models. So great job with this box set. Just visually, it's very pleasing. Fans of the franchise will really enjoy what they did here, I think. And so, yeah, big fan of the this box set. It's one of the earliest I ever bought. And here on the back cover you see the details, kind of synopsis of the films, and then the special features. So yeah, very nicely done. Really like what they did here with this. Alright, so let's get into the technical specs of this Blu-ray box set. I think they did a great job putting it together. First of all, the packaging looks fantastic. But let's get into the more nitty-gritty details of this box set. As far as video quality goes, these are all in 1080p, so they're all going to be in high definition. They're all going to look really good. Of course, the original Terminator is going to look not quite as crisp and clear maybe as the other films, since it is the oldest film, turning 40 years old this year. But it still looks really good. I still think this is probably the best version of it they've put out yet. They put out a few different versions, and it's probably still the one I prefer. They did just announce a new 4K edition that I am looking forward to and hoping they do a great job with that transfer. But it looks really good. T2, T3 both look really solid overall. I think they did a great job with both of those transfers. Terminator Salvation I think also looks great. It probably looks the best because it is the newest and it is still shot on film, which I'm a big fan of, that natural grain structure that it has. So really like how all of them look, honestly. I think they all look really good. I think there's room for improvement, certainly, with the first film. Even certain elements of the second and third films as well. I think there could be better transfers in the future. A lot of people have been very disappointed with the 4K releases of T2, and so hopefully they get it right eventually, but we still, I don't think, have the perfect version. This is maybe still the best though. I would say I slightly prefer it to the 4K transfer. Now, when it comes to audio, we of course have all of the films in 5.1 except for T2, which actually has a 6.1 track, which is pretty rare that you get a 6.1 track, but it is a DTS HD Master Audio 6.1 track for T2. Sounds very good. The Terminator, the original film, has an uncompressed PCM 5.1, so it's certainly the weakest. Again, I wouldn't say it's bad, but again, it's the oldest. It's kind of the best they were able to do at the time. So I'm hoping that new 4K also has a upgraded audio. T3, Dolby Digital 5.1, solid track all the way through. And then Terminator Salvation, obviously, again, is going to sound the best because it's the latest film, has the latest technology. They use a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 surround track, and it rocks your world. It is really, really good. So huge fan of what they did with the audio on Terminator Salvation. All the others sound really solid as well. Now, when it comes to special features, I'm a huge special features guy, and I don't know if you were able to read the back of the box here. I know it's kind of tiny print. I'll put it up as close as I can. Really good assortment of extras here. T1, of course, again, the weakest. They didn't have a ton of behind-the-scenes footage. There is a really good retrospective, though, where they interview the cast and crew now looking back on the film. That one's about 21 minutes long. There's a 13-minute creating the visual effects and music featurette, which is really solid as well, and then some deleted scenes. So there's not a ton there, but there's at least something, which I appreciate very much. It's not one of those where they just throw a trailer on there and say, hey, there's a bonus feature, but they do a pretty good job with that. Then T2 has 2 audio commentaries on it. It has interactive picture-in-picture modes as well, so you can get some behind-the-scenes footage, a trivia track, some data tracks that come up, all kinds of different interactive featurettes while you're watching the movie, which are pretty interesting. Then some deleted scenes with optional commentary on those as well, and then trailers as well. So it's not like, the ultimate T2 edition that has everything you could possibly want necessarily, but there's some interesting stuff there that I think fans will get a kick out of. So then we move on to T3. There's another picture-in-picture experience on that one, where we're getting the director going behind the scenes with us, showing us, how they made the movie as it's playing, as you're watching the film. Then we have 3 audio commentaries. The one that's the must-listen is the one by Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, just by himself, watching, and it's just so great. So then we have Behind the Story. Behind the Story is really interesting, a 4-part featurette, which is really, really interesting. 20-minute long featurette. For those who are fans of T3 will get a kick out of that. Some additional footage, deleted scenes and whatnot. And then a featurette called Fun and Games, making the video game and then making the toys. So some interesting featurettes there, certainly, that are worth checking out. Then we come to Terminator Salvation. They have the maximum movie mode, which is something that Warner Brothers put together. It's another one of these sort of picture-in-picture tracks. Takes it a step further. The director actually comes on screen. The movie kind of goes in the background. He starts talking about the film, showing us some behind-the-scenes footage. He pauses the movie. He can rewind it, fast-forward it, do whatever he wants to do, and manipulate the movie as he explains certain major sequences throughout the film. And they get into the nitty-gritty of talking about the script and very upfront and honest about how, they didn't have a finished script when they started working, and they kind of tweaked it as they went along, and there's a lot of deleted footage and an alternate ending and all these different things. So really great feature, easily the best featurette of the entire thing. And then you can go into each one of these segments in what's called focus points, which are half an hour long if you just want to watch those individually. Reforging the Future, a 19-minute featurette, kind of the overview of making of the movie, and then one on the Moto Terminator, which is a 9-minute featurette. So a lot there for Terminator Salvation, easily the best supplemental package of the entire box set. So overall, I'm a huge fan of this. I really, really like this. I think what they put together here is really good. Again, the packaging is excellent. All the discs are very secure, which I like. The artwork on it is great and everything. Looks really good on the shelf. And technical specs are excellent too, across the board. So let me know what you guys think of this. If you have this, I want to know what your thoughts are on it. If you don't have this, are you going to pick it up? Are you waiting for the 6-film set? Do you have the 6-film set? I think that's out. Do you buy them individually? I want to know what you guys, how you guys collect the Terminator movies. And so, yeah, leave a comment down below. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. And we'll see you next time right here on The Real World.